My name is Scath Puppers, and you're watching the Campfire.
Well, look who decided to turn up. I wasn't sure our withered old friend could live up to his promise. But here we are. And I must say, for someone who had to face down a dark god, you seem to be doing remarkably well. What have you been up to? No relapses, I hope?
No.
I am pleased to hear it. For all our sakes. Not that I was worried, of course. I knew you'd have this under control. But I am glad to see you doing well. I'm glad to see us all doing well, in fact. Things turned out rather nicely in the end.
What about you? What have you been up
I've
to?
taken a turn as an adventurer and hero. It turns out no one actually cares about murder, as long as you murder the right people. And apparently I'm rather good at it.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Yes, but you say all sorts of things. Honestly, I don't even listen half the time.
Oh my god.
It has made for a nice change, though. Inspiring hope in people, instead of terror. Well, I do try to inspire a little terror. I'm still me, after all. Hardly. Good people don't spend as much time lurking in the dark as I do. You know, it's funny. At first, I thought I was trapped by the shadows, cursed to live in them forever. But in time, I realized that darkness is as much a part of me as my fangs. This is only a curse as long as I refuse to embrace the shadows. So, I decided I would. I decided not to be defined by the choices other people made, by what other people did to me. My past may be done, but my present, my future, they're mine.
Good for you.
This is who I am, in all my glory, for better and for worse.
I'm very glad about that. I'm glad to hear it. It looks good on you.
That being said, I haven't completely given up on returning to the sun. If the opportunity presented itself, well, I wouldn't say no. But until then, I am happy. We've had quite the journey, you and I. From the moment I first threatened you, I knew you were someone special. Someone to take on the world with. I will miss our time together. But then again, maybe this isn't goodbye. So much as it's, see you later, darling.
I love the character growth. Dude, I'm gonna cry.
For 2 months I trained the Knights of the Comet. For 2 more I skewered Kithraki bellies. And for 2 more yet, I traveled through Limbo. I never imagined we'd be standing toe-to-toe on this day, in this place. Nothing but allies, I always told myself. A necessary partnership. But in spite of every strained word, every barbed glance, seeing you brings me even more pleasure than taking a Royal Inquisitor's head. It's nice to hear it. It's taken a dozen Gish's talents, a few stolen psi crystals, and 2 10 days of effort to conjure my projection. Worth it, I'd say. I miss this place. This... Fey Run.
She still can't say it right. Where are you now?
Shractalor. Let's say both. I can't imagine a greater pleasure than Vlaakith's unmaking.
Hell, that would have made a great fucking follow-up
Shraktalor is the
DLC.
capital of the Githzerai, an exiled people, once kin with mine until the madness of civil war ripped out one sky into two. Algish sent word of the rebellion to their god king Zareth Minyaragith through the cosmos. He's agreed to parley. It's fallen to me to secure an alliance.
Hold on. No,
My
let's
blade is keen as ever. But it was you who showed me that a proper victory doesn't always require a razor-sharp edge. Sometimes, a sincere plea is more persuasive than a dagger against the neck. Minyaragith is an ascetic. He reached out in good faith. This is his way. It is in this spirit that I must meet him. And if he refuses, I carry on. Gravity pulls me in but one direction. I am the comet. I will not rest until I burn Vlaakith's bones to ash and smash her phylactery to pieces.
Good for you.
My people will be free. But you've heard that refrain before. Zealous, bossy, insistent.
Bossy.
All part and parcel of my undeniable charm. Soon, when the comet has risen, when the Lich Queen has crumbled to dust, I miss this place. More to the point, I miss you. I wouldn't even deny it with Vlaakith's vorpal blade at my neck. Though, I'd rather it not come to that. Now go, mingle a bit. That's the word, right? Mingle. I'll be back one day. The Overgod himself couldn't keep me away.
I love it. Oh, yeah. What happened to the egg?
So it has. And a fine man the hatchling will be. I call him Zahn. Freedom. He is with the mages of Zambardim. I trust his care to no one else. Zahn's destiny will be his own to follow. Warrior, poet, explorer, scholar. His way will be the way of the comet. No chains to bind us, no lies to bury us. Liberty will be the rallying cry that unites our empire.
The past 5 chicks may have ghosted me, but you know what? You don't have to. Make sure you ring that notification bell so you never miss a video.
So, here we are. A gathering of allies at a cold campsite with no servants to attend us and few luxuries to enjoy. Ah, we could have been conquerors. We could have ruled these realms as gods. Do you ever regret that we did not take control of the Netherbrain?
No. No, I did not escape Bull's influence to become a monster of my own free will.
Do you think of all rulers as monsters? Conquest.
Carlac dancing in the background.
Blood and ashes. You could have built a greater world than this. I shall not dwell on the past, though. The future is unwritten and rich with possibilities.
That's one way to look at it.
I feared that returning to the Underdark as an apostate of Lolth would be an act of madness. Perhaps it was. If so, it is a madness that fits me well.
And
Rebels swarm to my cause, and even if it takes centuries, I will reclaim my house in Menzoberranzan. And make the Spider Queen bleed.
Quite the ambition.
Naturally. A fledgling god is of little use where my plans are concerned.
Jesus.
You may observe my works if you lack sufficient occupations of your own, but do not interfere. Unless you wish to learn how fleeting divinity can be. I fear I am becoming accustomed to the taste of sun-fed plants.
Oh, let's check in.
Withers has surpassed himself with the musical accompaniment for the evening. I had feared things might be a touch more sedate out here in the wilderness.
Okay. All right, Karlak.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
Okay, that outfit's dope.
He wasn't kidding. Withers, you mad bastard! You brought me back! Soldier. It's really you. I've missed you, you old ball spawn.
What did he say?
Do you not want me to call you the B word anymore?
I have still gathered my Balian horn, an army of scented can.
Please tell me you're opening a bathhouse in the gate. When I get out, I'm gonna need to soak for years to wash off the stink of Avernus. It's been tough, keeping myself alive. But having Will around has been incredible. Fuck is even better at killing devils than yours truly. We don't have much time to chat, but just knowing he's there makes all the difference. Oh, but hey, guess what we found? Cambion dropped a map with directions and blueprints for Zariel's own private forge. A fucking forge! Our current plan is to get in, grab a smith, and force him to fix old Rusty. Or maybe give me a brand new model that can live outside of Avernus. You haven't seen the last of old Karlak yet, soldier.
I'm so glad.
Always.
I want to hug her. She deserves it. She is a teddy bear. She needs a hug. Needed a hug. That's a long fucking hold. A hug. A long hold.
I won't be in Avernus forever, you know. Can I look you up when I'm out? Hey, that would be kind of fun, though. High stakes hide and seek. Honestly, I'd be curious to see if you could land a blow or two. Gods, is it good to see you again. To be here, together. Hard not to get used to it all over again. This won't be the last time. I promise.
Hey, who the fuck is...
Hey, no, I do not know where he gets it.
Gale!
Well, well. Look what the Tressim dragged in.
Please tell me you fixed your shit.
Professor Gale Decarius of Blackstaff Academy. Educator of the esteemed School of Illusion.
He's a professor
Pleasure
now?
to remake your acquaintance.
I see Mistra didn't smite you in the end.
She did not. I'm delighted to report. I surrendered the crown of Carsus to her, as I told you I would. And in return, she cured me of the orb at last. Even now, I struggle to put the feelings into words. It was like exhaling for the first time after holding my breath for so very long. Of course, I haven't clarified with my students that the orb is no longer a threat. The legend of my explosive capabilities is an excellent means of controlling a classroom. Too good, if anything.
He threatens with it.
I spend most of my time trying to convince them how much fun the study of magic can be. But it'd be easier to crack a smile on an intellect devourer than some of my pupils. Illusory magic has the power to confound the senses, to render the impossible into reality, and to allow expression of that most magical attribute of all: imagination. Unfortunately, in that respect, Some of my apprentices seem to be rather lazy. Oh, they try their best, of course, when they can manage to stay awake.
The cheek of them. Nothing a well-placed swipe from Tara can't fix, though.
And what of you? What are you making of this newfound lease of life we earned?
What to do? I found the love of my life.
I'll make love to you like you want me to.
And I couldn't be happier for you.
Oh.
A fitting reward for the sacrifices you made in getting here. I've told my students plenty of tales about our escapades. You're something of a hero to them, you know? I'll be delighted to introduce you to my current cohort as a guest lecturer, perhaps. I'm sure they'll have plenty of questions for you.
You know what? Actually, that sounds kind of cool. Perhaps Shadowheart and I can give the lecture together.
I don't see why not. 2 heads are better than 1. Unless you're dealing with an Etin. Of course, you'll be most welcome to stay with me in my tower. My apologies, Tara. That would be our tower. It will give us plenty of time to catch up on your adventures. I'm very curious to know what you've been up to these past months. But I suspect the telling of that tale would keep you tied to me all evening. So, in the spirit of selflessness, I encourage you to mix and mingle for now, with time enough to come.
Boo! We are not dreaming. It is... Oh, and it is good to be seen.
I love it.
Oh, after so many days down in the dark, Minsk began to wonder if he was some blind bug who had only dreamed himself to be large and bulksome. You will forgive the aroma, I hope. We were not expecting the Dusty One to open a portal to our very cell.
Why were you in a cell?
Boo had a moment to lick himself clean, but there is a little too much of Minsk to cover.
Why were you in a cell?
Minsk and Boo have been helping, of course. We guard the streets, while Jaheira is occupied with harperish matters. The Zentarum rule the city's underbelly, so Minsk and Boo went to give them a tickle. There were harsh words, battle cries, some manner of head wound. We awoke in a Zentish cell, awaiting trial by noble combat. Execution, says Boo, though I am not sure of the difference. It is a long walk to the gallows, and Minsk still has his fists, no?
Sounds like Withers got yourself out just in time.
In ample time indeed. So long as the Bone Mage returns us to our cell by dawn, Boo would not be late to the bloodshed.
Oh my god.
But leave such matters for the morn. Tonight is for celebration and the telling of tales. How have you filled your days since we tore this sticky tyrant from the sky?
This sticky? Wow. Living my life now that I found somebody to live it with.
Aha, the lovebirds still nest together then? Minsk is glad. For what is life without a companion? Though I am thinking yours does not sit on your shoulders, eh?
Well.
I'll make love to you. Ah, you are right, Boo. That is none of Minsk's business. There is much merriment to be made before the night is done.
Just saying.
Go and greet the others. Minsk shall make himself presentable. Ah, this pond shall do nicely, Boo. Though I see no soap. So you shall have to blow the bubbles for me.
My lord.
Perhaps we should start throwing parties.
Like you want me to.
A game that has been a part of my life for the better part of a year.
Are you trying to make me sleepy?
There he goes, it focused back.
You know how easily I get lost in your arms.
All right.
Here we go.
This one night is like any other, and yet different. Thou art the savior of Baldur's Gate, until such time it requires saving again. How dost thou feel?
Did my best.
I am pleased to hear it. The satisfaction of one's intention is, to my surprise, a rare accomplishment. Enjoy the revelry of the day. Thou deservest at least that much. What indeed? Prick up thy ears and listen. The balance of the world restored. The balance of these lives, mortal and otherwise, brought to account. Hear me, thou heroes, wastrels, friends. I have waited long to tell you these words. It is over. For now. Thou played thy part in weaving the fabric of fate itself, but for every thread you sewed, so did the gods unravel another. Sleep, rest, revel, but be ready, for thou mayst yet be needed. Until we meet again, I wish thee every possible fortune, health, wealth, love, and above all, problems worth solving. To you.
It was a good game. It was. It's rare to find a game with a story that you can really truly lose yourself in. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about not just video games in of themselves, but D&D and the world of D&D. It is what you make it. You know, and this game has been a part of my life for a good year, honestly. I have probably 200 or 300 hours into it. And I started playing this game at a really dark part of my life, and things kind of had gotten better, and yet again I'm in a bit of a darker spot of my life, and I'm starting to kind of get things together, you know, figuring a lot out, and then so ending it and having that epilogue and seeing the characters, you know, especially like the dark urge and overcoming that affliction and that urge and bettering yourself. It's really easy for me to connect with that. And that goes for a lot of really good RPG games, and that goes for D&D. You're able to connect to the characters that you write. You know, you can either do that and really, really put yourself into it, or you can just do it for fun. But when you allow yourself to connect to a world and to a story and to a character, that is when you see the beauty of it. Oh, I'm trying not to cry on stream. I always get emotional with games that I get really emotionally connected to. I did that with Mass Effect. Which was beautiful. It was a really beautiful story, and I understand. I understand why Larian is not going to release anything. I do. I understand it. Is it disappointing? Yes, because it's really hard, especially in today's day and age, with all of these game studios who are all about just making a buck. It's really hard to find a game that is finished, start to end, without any holes. And that's what they did. They told a story from beginning to end, fully and in detail. And I mean, so much detail. I had started my playthrough over a few times, and every single time I did, I found something new. We will probably come back to Baldur's Gate at some point.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
There thou art, the dead three. Thy faces gods, thy actions barely worthy of the name. Didst truly believe thy ploy would succeed? Didst believe I would not notice? Thou soughtst to bolster thy strength by taking away the souls of mortals. But souls vanish when their hosts become mind flayers. Didst think the other gods would not notice? Gods thou may be, yet thou hast proven thyself fools. Everyone. The supplication of Bane, the whimper of Baal, the death mule of Merkel. Felled by mortals, I overestimated thee. They did not. Vermin, away. Thou wilt trouble us no more.
Thank you all so much for coming on this journey. This was the first game I've streamed beginning to end on Kick. This was the first game I streamed on Kick when we moved over to Twitch. Thank you all so much. And until next time. Bye-bye!
Like, comment, subscribe.